If you like to feel large and in charge, then Nissan has something all new for you, and this is it, the 2025 Nissan Armada. The previous generation version was getting really long in the tooth, and this makeover was long overdue. That said, this remake was pretty much worth the wait. It's still body on frame, but it's an all-new frame, shared with its sibling, the equally new Infiniti QX80, and that one came out first. It's actually a global design, and that frame also slips under the all-new Nissan Patrol, which is a model sold in overseas markets. This new Armada comes in 4 trim levels, including a first-ever Pro 4X. That's Nissan's name for its more off-road ready trims, assuming anybody's going to be taking something this big and this expensive out into the rough stuff. So since I've said the E word, let's talk price. The Armada starts with the SL at a couple of bucks below $85,000, and then the Platinum just before $94,000, and then that Pro 4X is $95,000. I'm in the Platinum Reserve, which starts at $104,998. Mine has captain's chairs instead of a second row bench, which is an additional $1,000, and then it's 3-coat pearl paint for $300. Throw in the delivery fee of $2,095, and my top line tester is $108,393 before taxes. The previous Armada used a 5.6-liter V8 that made 400 horsepower and 413 foot-pounds of torque. Now under the hood is a twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6, and it tops that 8-cylinder with 425 horsepower and 516 foot-pounds of torque. The previous 7-speed automatic is gone, replaced with a 9-speed automatic transmission. In other markets, including in the US, the Armada is available with rear-wheel drive only. But in Canada, it's just 4-wheel drive. Its 4-auto setting can be driven on all surfaces, and it also has a 4-high and a 4-low setting if you want to go farther off the pavement. The Pro 4X exclusively includes an electronic locking rear differential. This new engine, it's a pretty sweet unit. It's strong, and it needs to be to move this much machine around, especially when you want to pass with authority on the highway. But it's also well-mannered in city traffic where it's quiet and easy to modulate. The 9-speed transmission is also a good fit and so smooth that you often don't even feel the shifts. It's also not as thirsty as the V8 was. This V6 is officially rated at 13.7 liters per 100 kilometers in combined driving, while the V8 rang in at 15.4. This engine is premium fuel recommended, but it's not required. Among its full-size body-on-frame competitors, the Armada is near the top for fuel consumption, but the difference between most of them is marginal. The upper trims get an air suspension, and it's electronically variable on my tester. It lowers when you unlock the doors to make it easier to get inside, and you can also manually lower it using buttons in the cargo compartment if you have to lift items up into it. I found the ride to be firmer than that in the QX80, but it's still smooth and comfortable. It goes where you point it, and it will take you around a curve, but it won't let you forget that it's a big and tall SUV. As with all of these, it's a great highway cruiser where it eats up the miles comfortably and quietly. The selectable drive modes include settings for sand, snow, mud, and rocks. Inside, the Armada looks more premium brand than mainstream, at least in this top trim level, which of course it should for $106,000. All trims have heated front seats, and all but the entry SL trim add ventilated front seats and heated second row seats. All have a power folding third row. All are 8-passenger, but my Platinum Reserve exclusively offers the captain's chairs option, which takes out the second row bench seat and replaces it with those chairs, along with a console with cup holders on the floor between them. The second row is also comfortable, and while the third row is tight, you can put a medium-sized adult back there for a short trip without being accused of torture. Other standard features on all trims include a panoramic dual sunroof, premium 12-speaker stereo, wireless charger, and tri-zone climate control. The base SL gets a 12.3-inch touchscreen, while everything else gets this 14.3-inch screen. And then when you throw in the similarly sized instrument cluster, you have 28.5 inches of glass in front of you. And both touchscreens feature Google built-in with voice control. Now, I mentioned there are differences between the Armada and the Infiniti QX80, and for me, the main benefit to the Armada is its relative simplicity. QX80 has flush door handles that electronically pop out, while the Armada has plain old pull-type handles. That's not a major deal for some, but we recently got an ice storm around this area, and I'm picturing the QX80 straining to push those handles out when they're coated in thick ice. This is not to say that the Armada isn't tech-heavy, and far from it. For example, it has a biometric cooling feature on the upper trims that measures the temperature of your face and adjusts the airflow to cool you off if it figures you're too hot. It has a boatload of cameras, and they can do some pretty cool stuff. It has an invisible hood view that shows you what's under the front wheels, and that can be handy when you're dealing with parking curbs or trying to get on a car wash track. It has an ultra-wide front view that you can set to a specific location. Let's say there's an intersection on your daily drive where it's hard to see around everything. Stop there and activate the wide view, and then tap the location icon. After that, then whenever you stop at that spot, the screen automatically brings up the view. All but the SL include a dash cam that uses the front and rear cameras, and it can record automatically, and especially if it senses an impact. You can also manually record or take photos with it, either outside views or using the inside cabin camera. All trims have Nissan's ProPilot Highway Driving Assist program, which combines adaptive cruise control with lane centering to help guide you while you're driving. You have to keep your eyes on the road, but in my top trim, that upgrades to a hands-free version. It's similar to other hands-free systems, such as GM's Super Cruise and Ford's Blue Cruise. You have to be on a section of pre-mapped highway for it to be hands-free. Otherwise, it's just the regular ProPilot hands-on system. It will also change lanes in hands-free operation, including suggesting you do it if you come up on slower traffic. Some competitors do this automatically, but ProPilot still needs you to tap the wheel symbol or the turn signal switch and gently touch the wheel while it's changing lanes, apparently to make sure you're still ready to take over if necessary. The pre-map sections where ProPilot will work aren't yet as extensive as GM or Ford systems, but they all have to start somewhere, and more roads are always being added. The Armada's 3-row body-on-frame competitors include the Chevrolet Tahoe and its GMC Yukon sibling, the Ford Expedition, and the Toyota Sequoia. When you're cross-shopping, note the key differences between them. The GM and Ford models can be ordered in longer versions, with more third-row legroom and cargo space. GM's models offer 3 engines, including a diesel. Ford's turbocharged engine comes in 2 outputs, and the Sequoia is strictly a hybrid. The Tahoe is also the only one offering 2-wheel drive. Comparing base trim prices, only the GMC Yukon is priced higher than the Armada. But at the upper end, and with all brands, only the Sequoia stays below $100,000. The Armada is a lot of money, as are all of them. But if this is your segment, there's a lot to like about this vehicle. The Infiniti QX80 includes even more features and luxury, but in its top trim, it's more than $21,000 above my tester, and I prefer the Nissan version for its simpler controls. With its improved performance and comfortable interior, 3-row fans should definitely give the Nissan Armada a look. For Driving.ca, I'm Jill McIntosh. And for more news and reviews, including my written review of the 2025 Nissan Armada, be sure to visit us at Driving.ca.